Guys, you have no idea how upset I am that I shifted my stop loss to break even on the other one on my sonnets, and we ended up not catching this trade simply because of that. Had I just kept my stop loss at a minimum 20 ticks, which is literally $100 risk under this orange area, I would have made all my money back and then some on this one trade. So it is disappointing. I really hope I make the right decisions now because my feelings are a little bit heightened because of the fact that I missed this trade and because I'm so excited to see the amount of money that we made on it, and for us to miss it. So I am gonna be recording as much as I can so I can post, about this on YouTube. But yeah, I hope I can get it in on this, but I feel like this for value gap, they're definitely not gonna come back to it. I feel like they're gonna leave this open for them to come later on, maybe during the middle of the week, you know, because now maybe they're targeting Tuesday's highs, and now they're gonna be bullish targeting even Thursday's highs of the previous week. So, so yeah, I am so disappointed. If we hadn't done the first mess up here of entering so early, literally look at where I entered. I entered right here. Like, what was I thinking? It's because I was FOMOing into it, thinking that it was gonna leave without me. I don't know what was I thinking, knowing that there we had this for value gap under here, and then as you guys can see, I entered again at the halfway point when I thought that I was gonna miss it when it was coming over here, and then of course, what do we get? That large down candle here, manipulating, making people FOMO to go lower. And then we have this inverse fair value gap, which is what I was using as reference for that support area. And as you can see, that was the right area and the perfect area. And look at that. I had that little, the only bearish order block, down bearish order block here before this massive push higher that took out this high. So I also noted that because they obviously tapped and found support within that area. Now, had I had the magical wisdom to place an entry here, look at how beautiful that would have been. I mean, obviously, as you can see here, um, and mind you guys, this is actually in the practice account. Let me see, let me see on the other one, but this is on the practice account. What I did on the practice account is I left my stop loss under this low here, and I was actually risking more than 100 points stop. It's just because I knew it wasn't going to go under there, and I was taking that risk because I wanted to see how this trade was going to pan out. And as you guys can see, it panned out very handsomely. Now let's look at sonnets to see where I entered. So my first entry was right above this fair value gap. That was my mistake. I should have waited for price to trade into it because this is a bullish fair value gap. So they want to enter and fill it with sell side so that they can come and take the buy stops above. So they come down to fill the buy orders in here with sell orders because people are, selling, buying. They're creating liquidity here. And once we come and find enough liquidity and enough sellers that we want to take money out of, because I imagine people are all selling here and placing their stop losses above the highs. So when that happens, when we find enough liquidity, we get that market structure shift where price comes and takes out that high. And then we come and retrace into this fair value gap. And that's the entry that we want to look for. After price has already traded through the fair value gap, broken higher with that market structure shift, and then we retest it. And that was my mistake. I should know my trading, you know, plan by now, and like that's something that I struggle with is having a strict plan because trading is so flexible and diverse. You can honestly trade in so many different ways, and obviously I don't want to keep myself bound to one strategy. I'm sure there's millions of strategies that you can do. So I guess I'm learning just to manage my risk properly and being able to utilize these strategies. But that was pretty much what I should have done. As you guys can see, I entered once here on the top, once here on the top as well, where I got stopped out. And then I entered literally right here, a perfect area, perfect area. It was a perfect entry. However, this candle here stopped me out right there because I had moved it to break even. Had I kept my stop loss under Wednesday's low and new day opening gap low, we would have still been in this trade. So it is what it is. I'm really happy that we had the right bias, and that NFP, didn't kill us, because we had the right bias. Because imagine, I wonder what would have happened if it had sold, like would it had hit my stop loss. So who knows, right? But yeah. So now it's just that little disappointment because my sonnets is at 49 5,000, 49 5,000, 49 500. We literally took an L of negative 567 today when we took this beautiful trade, and our practice account looks like this. It makes no sense. No sense. We would have passed it. Well, this is the 150K, so technically that's 90, but I mean 99,000. But anyways, you guys have no idea how excited I am that I caught this trade, but it's just so disappointing the fact that it's only on practice account. It happens to me so many times, you guys. You have no idea, and that's what gets me frustrated, and then I get back into the market angry. Okay, well, we'll see. It's 8:42 right now. I work at 11, so I am going to do my best to record anything that I do here. I think the market's just gonna rush higher. Um, record anything that I do here, and if I get into another trade, I'll let you guys know. We have technically like $400 that we can still risk, without messing up the account. That's, I just really hope that we make the right choice so we can make the money back or make some profit at least today. But we'll see. You guys can see how quickly the market is pushing up. This is the daily chart, and look at how quickly this daily candle is pushing. Let's take this out of the daily. You can see though, look at that, how the candles, how we were bullish. Look at how the wicks, as it tapped the areas and the zones, kind of just created a little ladder in a way, like this. And then this one just tapped the high of the weekly for value gap here and bolted. And obviously on the weekly, you're not going to see that at all because the candle is just over here. But at one point, we had a bearish candle into this area. So it's really interesting to see. And I think that's like the breakthrough that I'm having in my trading is taking a look at the daily and the weekly charts and actually predicting or trying to see what that candle is going to do. Because when a candle opens, the candle opened like down here somewhere, I think. And it traded lower. It traded all the way lower. And then it came and rejected and started trading higher. And that's why these wicks are created. So right now price is right here. That's why on the weekly it looks like just this little candle over here. But that's this right here being printed on the smaller time frame. So once we get to a certain level, this is going to start turning into a green candle. So once we get above 2199,000, that's gonna start looking green. I'd say 2200 right there. Let me see if I sync it. If it will show. It doesn't. I don't know if it's because maybe it's just too tiny. No, wait. Oh. Well, either way, it doesn't show. I don't know why. It's technically right here. Look, there you go. Right there. You see that? How that switched to. Uh, as soon as we go to above 2200, it shifts green. See? That's that high. At 20. 20,193. So yeah, guys, that was pretty interesting. That's what one thing that's shifted my trading that I've been seeing that it's helped me. Is definitely watching the daily chart and the weekly chart as I trade on the smaller 3 minute time frames and stuff. As you guys can see, this weekly candle created a massive range for us. Massive range. So I can only imagine what that means. We have a gap here too. Let's do gap, and then let's do sync. Let's do that purple. Oops. Yeah, purple shows more. So as you guys can see, what's interesting enough, is that this gap that we left from the previous week. So this is this week. So this is last week, and this is the week before last week. So between the week before last week and the previous week, which is last week, we left this gap here. Could it be that we'll probably close this candle higher somewhere over here, maybe above Tuesday's highs, and then possibly later down this week, or not this week, next, today's Friday, but next week, so next week's candle will come down, trade lower into this purple area to then push higher. Because, like I said, currently I am bullish. As you can see, we came to a discount area, which was this weekly fair value gap, found support, and pushed higher. I had many chances to catch the low, but obviously I'm not experienced enough, and that's what we're learning. That's the part of the journey, and I'm starting to embrace that uncertainty more instead of getting upset with myself for taking a loss. I'm just happy that I'm taking the trade and at least trying. So, yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to keep this short because I have several videos I got to put into one. And I hope that this helps someone if someone watches it. And that's it for me. Have a good one.